Jake, buddy, we're back with the content our fans are loving. It's Soda Talk with Mark and Jake.
Of course.
I had an incredible beverage in
Yeah.
San Francisco, California when I was there last week. Went to a Trader Joe's
Mm.
and had a black cherry vanilla sparkling water thing, like no calories, no sugar.
Mm.
Here's the headline news. I felt like I was in a Willy Wonka story. This thing was effervescent. They cranked the carbonation. I don't know if they have knobs and dials, but it was up to 11. Let me tell
Yeah,
you, it was like half air as I was
really?
sipping it. It was so bubbly and fun and exciting, and I can't say enough good things about Trader Joe's, not a sponsor. Black cherry vanilla sparkling soda water. Go check it out, everybody. Incredible.
So sometimes if it's too bubbly, it'll give you the burps.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to talk to anybody right
Okay.
then, so I wasn't on stage. It was
Yeah.
it was wild, man. They
Yeah.
got some good food, good drinks down in San Francisco. It's a nice time.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. I went over to Maine.
Okay.
So I did my red eye. We had some anxiety on the last episode. I had to go to a comedy club Wednesday night. Super fun. You gotta love this. This is one of my favorite things about being in comedy for a while now. Like, there's definitely we do this long enough. We're at episode 40.
Mm.
Congratulations to us. We made it to 40. When we get to like 400, we're gonna be grizzled. I feel like we're gonna there might be a little more complaining and a little less excitement in our general visage,
Mm.
if that's how you say that word. Uh, we're gonna be wrinkly. We're gonna be angry, but for now, I just love comedy. I love it. It's so
Yeah.
fun. And the thing I like about now is you show up to a show in a different city. You don't know who's going to be on the show, and bam, you got three friends on the show.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Headlining this show at Cheaper Than Therapy was Carla Clay, who just came out and did like a 4-night run with me around Colorado, and she rules. She's so funny, and she's very organized and shows up early. I show up early, so we're the only two people in the green room for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're just chatting and catching up, and it was really exciting to see her. And then there were a couple other women on the show that I know from who have been out to Vail and who I've met in the Bay Area before. And then there was another guy who I didn't recognize at all, but he was like, "Hey, we did a show together once, like a few years ago out in the Bay, East Bay, I think is what he said." And then it turned out I thought he meant last year in Oakland, and then it took a while. It was kind of confusing because we were like back and forth, and then like 15 minutes later, I remembered the name of the person that I thought booked the show we were on together.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "No, it was longer ago. It was with Richard Servati." And I was like, "Oh, I remember that now." So it was like in 2023. I was
Yeah.
on a show with this guy, and somehow he remembered me. I guess I'm more memorable because I'm from out of state. But
Yeah. It's interesting. You said, we're not grizzled yet. I was talking with a guy who's going on the road with a headliner, very accomplished. Anywhere she goes, selling tons of tickets, theaters, doesn't really do a whole lot of comedy clubs, but does some comedy clubs. And those are always packed. I mean, like, we're talking a big deal. And I was talking with the feature who's going along with her. And uh, the headliner's trying to convince this feature, hey, let's do this 3-4 day run in Florida. But like, we gotta go from Kentucky down to Florida. And he's like, all right, well, how about we stop on that Thursday on the way down? Well, I'm sure we can get something. And she's like, why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. He's like, I'll call around. I'm sure there's a club that would be love to have you do a little pop-up show on a Thursday. No, absolutely not. and he's like, well, why would, of course yeah. What, and like I actually answer that why would we want to do that? Well, because it's a comedy. That's what we're here for.
right.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel like that's a different flavor of veteran. That's
yeah,
like the super successful, uh, doesn't get out of bed for X
yeah,
dollars kind of comedian. Like I had a comedian once, I tried to book him, and he said, "Look, man, I'm not practicing my act anymore.
Yeah.
Like I have an act, it costs X dollars,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna kill. I know it." And it's more like a mercenary at that point,
Yeah.
which, you know, is a form of grizzle. You're right. They're like they don't have love of the game necessarily anymore.
Yeah.
They're just monetizing a skill they've developed,
Yeah.
which nothing wrong with that, but
Sure.
um
And I think we've all done shows where you do the show and then you get paid. If you get paid afterwards, you're like, I was really good and that was not worth it. You know, like, they really got a bargain on this one.
yeah.
I did a show like that recently. Like I got the Venmo while I was on stage. So I didn't see it until I got off stage. I'm like, huh, I agreed to this. I guess I agreed to this. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, already episode 40, we're already here. Because in
Already.
episode 20, you were like, I'd do this for free. I'd pay to do
I would
this.
do it. Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
here
would
we
do
are.
it. But
Jake already showing some grizzle.
when you crush, like, and there's, you know, everybody in the room paid, and the room is, you know, full, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're the headliner, and you bring it, and you're like,
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this with you before when you do the math, and you just in one of the last 2 episodes, you're
did.
like,
Yep.
yeah, but if I'm not drawing,
I already agreed to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is I already agreed to it.
Yeah.
But that booker has booked me many times, and I'm sure will continue to book me. And I might, you know, like, all right, you owe me a good one now. You know, I did a one on the less than average. Now you owe me a better than average, you know.
Yeah. I'm definitely like I feel that in terms of these like private events, like birthday parties and whatnot. I've been getting some recently where it's like a Saturday night and it doesn't pay great. And I just tell them, look, I'll come in the afternoon, or if you want to move this to Sunday or a weeknight, I will do it.
Yeah.
But I can't it's not a good economic transaction for me.
Yeah.
Which is a form of this grizzle. You know, the grizzle is happening.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of.
Well, I just got accepted to a little competition thing in Cincinnati. You know, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
But in between the hey, let me do it, and getting accepted, I got booked on the night I was supposed to do it. So I instantly, so I just got the email like a couple hours ago, and I like instantly responded like, hey, can you change dates for me? And we'll see if that shakes out. But you know, summertime, I feel like there's just competitions left, right, and center during the summer. Just all sorts of different competitions around here. At least there's several happening. That there's at least 2 in Cincinnati. There's one in Louisville, or there's 2 in Louisville. I mean, and I told myself this year, I'm like, yeah, let's do some competitions this year. You know, let's try to, you know, make it, you know, and not like I'm gonna do the exact same 5 at all these competitions. No, I'm gonna try new stuff. I'm gonna try, you know, and try to get some fun tapes, and you know.
Yeah, good luck, man. I mean, as this comes out, this is coming out May 11th, May 6th in the rearview mirror. I did my new faces at Comedy Works, so we'll see how that goes. I finally got my date.
So I've reached out to Matt Cabos and Mike Stanley about trying to get on Thick Skin.
Sure, yeah.
And they neither of them have responded to me, which I wasn't super surprised. And I did the whole.
I might be able to help you.
Yeah,
I got some ins with them.
I did a whole like 3 weeks ago, and then I did just recently, like, hey, just following up on this. You know,
what is it, like Instagram DMs?
Facebook DMs, yeah.
Facebook, yeah.
And
yeah, I think there's a couple things going on there. I think they kind of wait till the last minute to see who is, you know, if like Kumal Nanjiani
yeah, absolutely
pops in, you know, you're getting bumped, and it's easier to not confirm you.
Bump me, by all means.
And then,
but I kind of wanted to. I was like, how do I formulate this? Because I don't want it to be long. I don't want it to be whatever, you know. I almost, I didn't say this, but this is what I wanted to say is, hey man, you know, I grew up in Denver, love Comedy Works stage. Haven't been on stage since 2019, which is a long time, right? Never, I would keep track with the new. Remember when you had to call in? Like I would,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
sure.
would keep track. I had a tally mark going. I'm like, I would kind of plan it ahead. I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna be in this area that month or whatever is when I'm getting up. And I got one right at the end of 2019, and then COVID shut everything down in March, and I hadn't got a chance to get back up. And then I moved and all that stuff. Anyway, I wouldn't say all that, but hadn't been on Comedy Works in 2019. And I kind of wanted to throw out when I was on the second round of New Faces. Like try to say,
Yeah,
hey,
I mean, I think that's a
terrible.
better move. Don't
Yeah,
pull their heartstrings.
yeah,
They don't care.
no, no, no.
Tell them an accomplishment
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tell them you live in Kentucky
yep,
and you're coming back to visit family and
yep,
you're doing a private show,
yep,
you're headlining a show in Idaho Springs
yep,
and
yep.
uh
So I'm now I since they've just kind of ignored me, I I'm like right at the point of deciding whether or not I'm gonna go to the show anyway. I probably
oh,
will.
I think you should. I
I
think that's
probably will.
definitely the move.
Okay.
And the thing is, this is more let me say something about that in Patreon. Let
Okay.
me I think sophisticated listeners can guess what I'm going to say, but I'm going to start a little Patreon list here. Everybody,
Yeah.
patreon.com/Mark and Jake.
Yeah.
All right, I got a little
So
note
yeah.
there.
So I
But
guess I mean
I think that's a good move. I think that's good
the only downside
team player.
is I have stuff booked on that Wednesday, and so that means that Tuesday I have got a long haul to do. So at the end
Oh, back home.
back home, yeah, yeah. So I gotta have to
So
travel.
you're driving?
I'm driving. I'm
Yeah,
driving.
so I honestly I would wait till I
Yeah,
mean you're gonna leave like Monday morning, right? If you
yeah.
leave.
If I
Yeah,
leave
so
Monday
wait till Monday. You never know. They might book you
morning.
Sunday or even Monday morning or
Yep,
even Monday late morning. Maybe
yep,
leave around noon Monday. But I think we'll talk about it a little more on the
yep.
Patreon, but I think showing up would have some benefit, especially the next time you come through.
That's a good
You
call.
say hi in person.
That's a good call. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
you're right. And
yeah,
I'm planning on
especially if you can throw out something like, "Hey, I'm gonna be back in July,"
yeah,
or
and I am. I have two more trips to Colorado. My nephew's graduating in May, and then my niece is getting married in August. So I have two on the calendar the
perfect.
next couple of months. So yeah,
Yeah. For anybody, by the way, if you have no idea what we're talking about, Thick Skin is a weekly show, Monday nights at Comedy Works. It's a bucket show, but only half bucket. It's half booked professionals, pros, and half amateurs. The amateurs get 5 minutes. I think the pros get seven. Maybe they get five. I'm not sure. And it's a competition amongst the pros. There's a winner in the pros with a cash prize. And there's a competition amongst the amateurs, and there's cash prize, and it's kind of audience based, audience reaction based, and it's also a very dirty show. It's
yeah,
billed as I don't know, the filthiest show in Denver or
yeah,
something along those lines. So
yeah. So
yeah,
uh,
and it's pretty difficult to get a 5 minute spot at
it,
Comedy Works, so
yeah,
it's something that people are energized by.
yeah. I've put my name in the bucket. I think 3 times. Never got pulled, but
Yeah, especially if you got pulled at the end, I think you'd get selected.
yeah,
So they do this thing at the very last amateur spot. They
yeah,
pull three names,
yeah,
they pull all three people on stage, and based on audience reaction, without them being able to speak, one of those three people gets selected. I've been in that spot several times. I'm always one of two generic looking, tall, skinny white guys with glasses.
yeah,
And there's somebody interesting looking
yeah,
who always gets the spot.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So there you go. Well, we'll see.
there you go. All right, we'll see what happens. And we're doing that Idaho Springs show.
Yeah, that's exciting. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I got Bojo's. That's what whenever I think about Idaho Springs, I just think about Bojo's, man.
The venue is like you could throw a rock between Bojo's and the venue. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I took my red eye.
Yeah,
So I went and did the show. Went to the airport. Miscalculated. I don't know if you're a get on the plane late or early or what, but I want to get there at the last possible second. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the
yeah,
airport.
yeah,
And I miscalculated and had like 35 minutes to wait. That was kind of a bummer. But whatever. So I get on a plane and I had a whole strategy. I had no chocolate, no caffeine all day. I exercised.
Yep.
I did a lot of walking and I had earplugs. The
Yeah.
last time I did a red eye, I didn't have earplugs. I just had earbuds and that didn't really work for me. So I had my eye mask and earplugs, and I fell asleep, I think, before the plane took off. It was
Nice.
great. Had a window, it was terrible sleep. I did I did like 6 shows in the last 4 days since I flew into New England, and I had this joke I did about 3 times that, like, flying on a red eye is kinda like cosplaying a fentanyl addict on the streets, and I would just kinda, like, bop around, like, you
Yeah.
see some like 'cause that's what I felt like. I mean, I was just bopping around. There was you're not in a bed, you're not secured in any way, so you fall asleep, your head falls down, you bounce back up. So it was not a good night's sleep, I'd say, but I landed in Boston about 8 AM, borrowed a car, drove up to Maine, took a crazy power nap, like, probably 2-hour nap,
Nice.
and, checked into a hotel, which I will talk about in a second. New for Mark Masters comedy touring, going hotel style.
Oh.
And then, did 2 shows that night. Did
Mhm.
Empire Comedy Club, which was super fun. Mark Normand had just done it, like, the weekend before or 2 weekends before. This was a Thursday night, and I was like, "Do you guys serve food?" They were like, "No, but there's a restaurant downstairs." And they were like, "What are you looking for?" And I was like, "Something that's unique to Maine." They were like, "There's a lobster roll place, 6
Ooh.
blocks away." So I went to get a lobster roll. Jake, it was $50.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to ask how much it was because I was driving not terribly long ago. I was driving in Louisville, and there's this parking lot that I pass all the time. It's got this big, like it's got woodcraft, all the it's like a little strip mall, but I kind of like it anyway. Uh, and they had a lobster roll food truck, as
Yeah.
seen on what do you
Is it
Shark.
Cousins?
I think it was Cousins. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, yeah, okay.
as seen on
A black
Shark
food truck, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
just
I'm
saw it
like,
in San Francisco, actually,
yeah,
not in Maine, but in San Francisco.
and so I'm like, "Yeah, let's go," and went over there, and I don't think it was 50, I think it was like $28, and
They're expensive. It was
and
actually I think it was more like $60 for a
ooh,
lobster roll, but half a lobster roll was like 42, and that's what
ooh,
I got. I got half a lobster roll with fries. Fries had, like, Old Bay seasoning on them, they were
yeah,
delicious, and the lobster it was worth it, man. There was a lot of lobster meat in there. It was really good. It was terrific. Went and I had, like, I don't know, at the opposite of home field advantage.
yep,
This show was kinda like an open mic. It was just a bunch of local comics doing and it was a dirty show. This is kinda interesting. They were like, "Hey, just make sure you do some dirty stuff," and I did not at all. I did straight, clean, vanilla material, and I crushed
of
'cause
course,
it wasn't even fair because 'cause I'm doing, like, my best stuff, and I'm working out my
yep,
competition set for Comedy Works. I've been adding some new tags and trying them out, and I mean, so a good lesson that on a dirty show, you can do clean material if you're better than everybody else.
yeah,
I don't know if everybody's equivalent, if it would be harder, but it worked out just fine for me. Um,
yep,
so, I was gonna say something about oh, yeah, yeah, another thing about San Francisco real quick. I went to Ghirardelli, went down to, Fish Fisherman's Wharf, where they got the sea lions, they bark, it was super cool to see the sea lions,
mhm,
uh, and took the cable car over there, and the cable car driver, shout out to him, said, "Hey, do you like ice cream?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love ice cream." Says, "Go to Ben& and Jerry's, they got free ice cream today." I was like, "Really?" And I was on my way to go to Ghirardelli to get ice
yeah,
cream, which is expensive, and I don't know if we maybe
yeah,
even
we did.
talked
You
about
told me
it.
about this, like, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, I got that Dubai thing, and it was
Yeah,
all the menu items were like 12 bucks, and then it was like $22. It's crazy. So anyways, sure enough, there's a line. It took like 10 minutes to get through the
mhm,
line, but it was free cone day at at the Ben and Jerry's that's close to where the cable car drops off, and then walk over to the Sea Lions. There's a second Ben and Jerry's location
You
over
got
by the
2?
Sea Lions. Got in line again. That line was only like 3 minutes. Got a free cone. Could have easily gone back to the other one.
Yeah.
Got another one. Two free ice creams. What a great day.
That's a great. And then you're looking at sea lions all day. Oh man, dude. Did you go? So I know exactly where you are. I used to take kids to Stanford for debate, and then they would always get knocked out early, and then we would have a day off, and we would go to San Francisco. So I know exactly where you are. And did you go to Lombard Street?
The trolley car went right by it. I've been there before.
Yeah,
the windiest street in the world.
Super curvy. Yeah. We went there. The kids wanted to go there. We went there, and I was like, "This is so lame."
What do you mean? Oh, I thought it was so lame. Disagree.
I thought this is how lame
I thought it was. The bottom.
I was at both. We went up it.
Okay.
I thought it was so.
It's way more fun in a car. If you've ever driven it in a car.
I was on foot. And I thought it was so incredibly lame. Like
this isn't Plymouth Rock, dude.
I thought about it. I have a phone with the camera on it, virtually unlimited photo capabilities. I can take thousands of photos.
Yeah, the only photo that works is from the very bottom when there are cars in it.
And so I took 0 photos because I'm like, this is so stupid. Now, Alcatraz, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, so
loved Alcatraz.
Yeah, you mean seeing it from across the bay? You didn't go
from across the bay, and then I convinced a group of the kids to go up there, and so we all took a tour of Alcatraz. It was awesome.
Wait, like last minute?
Yeah.
There's like a 6-month waiting list. How long ago was this?
This was not that. I mean, 5.
Wait, did you actually get off and go on the island, or did you just boat around it?
No, we went on the island. We went inside the prison. We saw the cell that they broke out of.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. Really neat.
It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
No, we might have booked it like the day before, but it wasn't like weeks before.
Okay, neat. I wonder if it was a weird time of year, like a non-touristy time of year. Was it cold getting out there?
Really. No. Here's the thing that I thought was interesting. My takeaway. I tried to make this as a joke. It never worked, but I'll just say the interesting fact. I think when you're in Alcatraz, so a lot of the tour guides, the prison guards actually live on the island. I thought that was interesting. So like it was pretty close to its own little city, but the prisoners, when it was a prison, right? The prisoners, they showered in warm water, which was really rare for prisoners during that time. And the reason that they showered in warm water is so that if they ever got off the island, the water would be super cold and kind of shock them. They wouldn't be ever used to having cold water on them.
Yeah. Didn't want them to get used to that. That's smart. That makes sense. So anyways, quick ice cream aside, back to Maine, I did the Empire Comedy Club, and then went from the Empire Comedy Club over to this, the longest running show in Maine. It's an indie show Thursday nights at this bar called Lincoln's. It's like a speakeasy. It's super cute. It's great. All the drinks are cash and $5. Everything costs $5. And there's a rumor that they opened one in Denver. There's a rumor they're going to open one in Boulder. We'll see if that happens. And the comedy show is great. The producer is so funny. Anders, he's sitting there, the show hasn't started and there's nobody there. And he's like, people will show up. Show's in like 10 minutes. Yeah. And sure enough, I'm like chatting with comics, and then I turn around and all of a sudden there's like 15 people. Like, I don't know where they came from. They just materialized.
Yeah.
So got to headline that show. That was a hard show, man, especially coming from that comedy club where I did pretty well. It was like, I'm tired for one. I'm doing half an hour and they're far away from me. And it's a room that fits like 80 people, but there's only like 16.
Yeah.
And 4 of those are comics. So it's like, there's not a lot of people. There's a big distance. And it was like work, you gotta work at it. Whereas sometimes you can just kind of relax and just tell the jokes and the laughs. It was like punchline, laugh, silence. Okay, back to work. Punchline, laugh. Oh, it was tough. That one was tough. But anyways, so I got a hotel, buddy. I might be switching to team hotel. I went
Wait,
to
wait, wait, wait. Are you making the realization that a hotel is better than sleeping in your car?
I will make the argument that sleeping in your car is better than a hotel. And I've made it many times before. The headline is you're more efficient.
Yeah.
You work harder. You don't want to hang out in your room. And sure enough, this place had Netflix, and I burned many hours just watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we should talk about at some point is this new Kevin Hart series. Have you heard about this? It's called Funny AF. It's basically like Star Search. It's like the new Star Search.
Yeah.
4 comedians. They got a New York, a Chicago, and LA. It's on Netflix. I think they dropped most of the episodes, and they're going to have live voting like at the very end. And all kinds of people. The headliners from the first Vail Comedy Festival, Caitlin Palufo and Osama Siddiqui, are in it. Devontre Coleman, who did Vail Comedy Festival, is in it. He's also done Vail Comedy Show. Ray Lau, who did Vail Comedy Show, is in it.
I know, Ray.
So all kinds of people I know now are in this show. So it's kind of exciting, but I haven't watched any of it. So some future episode, we should check it out. So if you're listening to this and you're a regular listener, maybe watch it so that you can enjoy that content without spoilers when we give away who wins, etc. But where was I headed with that? Oh yeah, so I'm staying in a hotel, and it's a Doubletree. That's the one where they give you a free cookie when you check in, and so I love a free cookie, and it's fine. It's not like the best hotel ever. It was like $115 a night, basically, which is roughly what I'm getting paid each night. You know?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, not really. That's an exaggeration. It's. Probably. I'll say the exact numbers on the Patreon. Let me put that on the Patreon list. Main pay numbers. And they got a gym, so I worked out when I was there, and it's kind of like far away from everything.
Yeah.
But far away is like 15 minutes. So I had to drive 15 minutes to the shows in downtown Portland. In the opposite direction, I'd drive 15 minutes to go to a show in Freeport. And then it was like an hour or two to my show on Saturday night, after which I drove all the way back to Boston area. But yeah, I kind of was digging the hotel. You know, I got a lot of work done, Wi-Fi. Went out for like lunch and got donuts, which we can talk about. But yeah, what's your? Give me some. What's your?
I've tried. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I built a whole little thing. I had a Saturn View, so it's like this little SUV. I tested it. I had window covers. I had the whole thing. I watched the YouTube videos. I had the bar across the front seats, and so like the front 2 seats are empty, but you know there's like a curtain in the back. I could not get like comfortable enough to actually like fall asleep. Now I was so tired that I fell asleep.
Yeah.
But then you wake up, and I feel like every time I move, like the whole thing is shaking, and like, what are they, just really drawing a lot of attention. I couldn't really figure out where to park well. I don't know. I just didn't like it at all. But so like I'm taking a drive, going to Colorado, and really it would be a perfect time to sleep in the car because this is my plan. This is my current plan. I just booked the hotel. I'm going to go up. I actually have to leave tomorrow. I'm going up to Fort Wayne. Okay. I'm hosting for Pauly Shore.
Cool.
I'm excited about. He's got 2 sold out shows. And then as soon as I leave Fort Wayne, I'm going to Colorado. But that's 17 hours from Fort Wayne to Colorado.
Oof.
That's a tough one. So, and I need to be there in like 2 days.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like midnight, So like, my plan is to leave Fort Wayne, drive 3 hours to Joliet, Illinois, and sleep there.
Famous in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. If I was a sleep in the car guy, it would be just like drive until I'm sleepy.
That's one of the best things, buddy. You're hitting the talking points.
Yeah.
You're selling me. You're getting me back into the team, sleep in your car. Yeah. This wasn't my car, which is the main reason why I didn't sleep in it. I got my car. In fact, my car, I'm in Boston now, but I am flying back to Colorado tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and then Thursday I drive all the way to Texas
Yeah.
to do a
You,
show, and which does not have lodging, and then I am driving back after the show as far as I can go, and then sleep in the car. And I already loaded my car up with
yeah.
all the sleep stuff.
Did you
Because,
borrow a car in Maine, or you rent a car?
yeah,
in Maine?
I borrowed one in Boston.
It's always
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Whenever you're like, I did that one. We did that in my mom's car.
Oh, yeah.
This is a couple years ago. I flew to Denver, picked up my mom's car, and then picked up you, and we went all over everywhere, including like
New Mexico.
New Mexico, middle. I think we were in Utah for a minute, weren't we? I don't know. It felt like we were far away.
Yeah, we went to Montrose, Colorado,
Yeah.
which is kind of like near Telluride, pretty far away, and parts of New Mexico, and Ruidoso, New Mexico, which is totally different part. Fun little casino over there.
All right, I have something I want to get your thoughts on. All right,
Okay.
I'm very excited about it. It's really silly. I put literally it's 9 seconds, a 9-second long video on YouTube, or I put it on YouTube and Instagram, but it's got a lot of traction on Instagram. 9 seconds. I'm talking to my phone, one of those, guys. I'm standing out in front of a movie theater, and I say this, hey, I'm about to go see Project Hail Mary, which is weird for me because I'm a Baptist, so I don't believe in space. That's the joke. That's what I said, right?
Okay.
People have lost their minds on this thing. They're like, do Baptists not believe in space? What's going on with it? I think it's so funny. And people just could not understand it. And then so many people couldn't understand it. And it's gotten a lot of traction. I mean, it has 130,000 views, and it's been shared like 3,000 times. It's like,
wow,
people have seen this thing. And I'm like, do people really not get it? But I
mean, it's a misdirect, right? Because you're supposed to think Hail Mary is Catholic, not, which I don't even know this for fact, but that's kind of what I started thinking. And then you say space, and space is kind of like dinosaurs. It's science-y, religious people don't believe in science.
Yeah. So I'm poking fun at, there's some satire in there, but it's mostly a misdirect of this. And it's like, I'm basically, you might have, people don't know, I guess, enough to know that Baptist, like I literally have never said a Hail Mary. I don't know what that means. I kind of know a few of the words to it, but I would never. I would think that that's like literally against my religion. So like that, I'm not one of those guys. So that's
you believe in a Hail Mary football pass,
of course. Yeah. I mean, you got to at the fourth quarter. If you've got, especially if you've got Aaron Rodgers, you gotta bust that. And that's what, and so people have said those sort of things, and I'm commenting all sorts of stuff where I'm playing a little bit of a troll in the comment section, but it's so much fun. But I thought my favorite validation for this joke, some people just commented hilarious, really funny, great misdirect, stuff like that. But a lot of people were commenting, I don't get it. And I'm like, I'm not going to explain it.
Right.
But other people have explained it exactly how I would explain it. And I'm like, wow, they really do get it.
Yeah.
But here's the weirdest part. Okay. So there's my little 7-second video.
Ryan Gosling called you.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah, Ryan Gosling called. Here's the funny part. I was like, what is going on in this comment section? Basically, I'm thinking, how could anybody seriously think that a Baptist doesn't believe in space? Like, in what world is that? I'm saying I said something I think is so ludicrous.
I don't think it's that ludicrous, right? Because like a couple thousand years ago, didn't they like burn Galileo at the stake?
That was the Catholics. We didn't do any of that.
About space.
We didn't do any of that nonsense. No. But everybody believed in space. There was a time when, I mean, do you not believe in space? What does that even look like?
Astronomy. Let's generalize it to, there are astronomical facts that religion has been against.
Yeah, but we can all look up at night and be like, oh, there's stars and there's the moon. We all know that like, it would be like saying you don't believe in water, or like you don't believe in air, or you don't. I mean, it's like, it's so ludicrous. that
I mean, they're religious people that believe the earth is flat, right? Not
not
because
not
they're religious, but
not
just
religious people.
there's an
There are
overlap.
there are dummies who think the world is flat, but those dummies think that the world is flat if they think it's a disc in space still. They still
Yeah.
even believe in space.
Okay.
So, yeah, and but anyway, the so I'm like, how could anybody not think that these guys that Baptists believe in? Oh, yeah, that's great. I sent it to my brothers and my dad. My brother was like, I don't get it, and then my dad replied, "Yeah, these comments are really really weird, but what Jake said was ridiculous. Didn't make any sense." Like, so like my family right over their head.
That's insane. Maybe you were adopted. Who knows?
I thought that's funny.
That's cool, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Now let me ask you this. Did you get any followers?
this is the craziest. I mean, if you run the numbers, if you look into the numbers, it's just so weird. Because I've gotten 14 followers. I looked it up recently from that, and it's got 140,000 views. So for
Oh,
every
well,
10,000 people that watch it, one follows.
oh,
Um, but I have other videos of me doing stand up that I mean it's way different, like
okay.
15,000 views and like 300 followers. So
Nice.
it's just stand up is much more likely to if that pops off, they're much more likely to
Right.
follow. But,
Huh.
so yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's pretty exciting. That's cool. How did you on YouTube?
YouTube did decent. I think not 6,000, something like that. My YouTube shorts have been doing pretty good. I'm proud of the YouTube short. I do a lot of stand up on the YouTube shorts, um, and yeah, they've really been.
Nice. Yeah, I mean 6,000 is a good number. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's great. And how about subscribers to the YouTube?
I've got, or I don't think maybe one or two. I
Okay.
mean, YouTube subscribers are,
It's
they're
hard to subscribe from a short.
it's
You
hard to
gotta
subscribe.
click like multiple
Yeah,
times, and I think the conversion rate is basically zero.
yeah, yeah. So, but I've got,
So let's talk about donuts in Portland, Maine.
yeah,
Yeah. Anybody visits Portland, Maine, I got some suggestions. Let's start with Tony's. I was told by many people that Tony's is like the original and the best and the most local uh, donut shop. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. I got a couple donuts. They were very friendly in there, and it was easy to
Can I,
park.
can I pause your donut
Yeah.
discussion for a question here? You live in Colorado.
Okay.
I like donuts.
Okay.
My mom likes donuts, and she would always say this because we moved to Colorado when I was 9,
Okay.
and so I grew up in Colorado, but not kind of all the time. Anyway, she would always say that the donuts in Colorado are worse than any other part of the country. Like they can't make a good donut in Colorado.
Okay.
I think.
I think there's some validity to that,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Baked goods are better in other places. Bagels in New York City, no question. Sourdough bread in San Francisco, no question. It's like the humidity in the air.
Mhm.
And then there's also you got baking at altitude.
Yep.
I mean, ultimately, though, it's kind of like comparing music and then you crank the music up so high that the speakers are what's the word I'm looking for? Not warp. They're
Crackling,
like what's that?
crackling.
Yeah, yeah, they're like above their rated.
Mm,
Donuts are just a sugar delivery device.
yeah,
They're not a fine food. So we're comparing something that
yeah,
there's not a lot of nuance to a donut, I don't
yeah.
think. But sure.
Okay.
And really back in the day in Colorado, like before Dunkin' Donuts, you had like Winchell's and you had grocery store donuts.
Yeah.
There wasn't a donut culture in Colorado. Now we got Voodoo Donuts.
Donut culture. Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
agree. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean,
In
because we would.
Portland, there are like 6 donut
Yeah,
shops for a pretty small town,
yeah.
and I asked some comics, and there was, like, a huge debate over which donut shop I should go to, and then I randomly went to this other one called Holy Donuts, which are potato-based donuts. I don't even quite understand what
No,
that means,
no.
but I had one and it did taste a little different. It wasn't fantastic.
No.
And I had one of these disappointing moments. I ended up getting a dark chocolate sea salt, which is basically like a chocolate glazed. And I wanted a cinnamon sugar, but when I got up closer to the menu, I noticed that the cinnamon sugar was actually cheesecake cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
don't like when the quick combining multiple things. I'm a purist.
Mm.
I'm very cultured in the donut society.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember I was just a little kid, right? We're in Colorado, and we're gonna bring donuts to church on Sunday morning, and like the only place was Winchell's, and Winchell's is bad. It's not. I mean, it's yeah, it's not good.
Have you
It's
seen?
not
Do
worth
you have Hulu?
of. Do I have Hulu?
Yeah.
No.
No. Donut King. Everybody out there, one of the best documentaries I've ever watched. It's
No.
called Donut King. It is incredible. You might be able to get it on like DVD at the library.
Yeah.
It is awesome, and it will give you a new appreciation for Winchell's, I think, if you
Mm,
watch it. Just a
really?
wild.
Is it about Winchell's?
No, no, but it like teaches you a lot about the business of donuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a wild story, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I might share a little bit more in the Patreon about it to tease it, but it is really good. Donut King on I think it's on Hulu. That's where I saw it a while ago when I had my Hulu subscript. I'm
Yep.
doing all kinds of abreves, Jake, on
Yeah.
stage. I got a bit where I'm doing abreves. They're hilarious, let me tell you. And that's a new one, a subscript.
Yep.
I had a great crowd work moment where this kid he looked kind of rich,
Yep.
and I asked him if he had Netflix, and I was like, "Well, I mean, not you." He was young. He was like
Yeah.
25. I said, "I mean, not you, but your parents.
Yeah.
You know, they give you the password." He was like, "Yep, nailed it."
Nailed it.
It was perfect.
Nailed it.
I love when crowd work actually works.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Good.
So anyways, a couple donut shops. Went to Salvatore's. Got to shout out Salvatore's.
Oh,
Kind of a disappointing experience. I got this whole rundown from these comedians, and I'm talking to you, comedians. You did me dirty. You told me to go to Tony's Donuts. You told me what breakfast place to go to that had a line around the block, so you order online, which nobody knows about, and you can just waltz right up and pick up your thing without having to wait. But then you sent me to Salvatore's, and I went there at like 11:30 in the morning. I don't even think it was prime time. And they said, come back in 25 to 30 minutes
huh.
for a cold sandwich.
Wow.
We got a bunch of online orders we're making. Tell me to order Salvatore's online, you dingalings. So, anyways, if I go back, the sandwich was incredible. It was an Italian hoagie. And I usually get them hot, but they told me, no, you can't get an Italian hoagie hot. You eat them cold. And so I got it cold. It was very good. Bread was great. And it was huge. But no fountain soda. I didn't see fountain soda almost
Huh.
anywhere in Portland. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like what are you researching over there, buddy?
Dude, I'm looking up your Donut King.
You're lost in a Donut King.
I like what? Who made him? Who crowned him the Donut King? What's going on?
Quit. Don't get any spoilers. Just watch it. Watch it with a clean slate. Okay. You're gonna like it.
All right. Okay. Very excited. Okay. Cool. Okay. I have a thought, and I want your opinion on this.
Okay.
I've done a little bit of testing. It hasn't gone great, to be honest. But and this is coming partly inspired by Pete Lee. But crowd work is fun. I like it. I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care. And I think you like crowd work as well. But when you watch a crowd work clip, they make great clips. It's better when you can see the person in the crowd talking.
Yep.
And so the Hawaiian guy, I'm blanking, Tumua, he has a video crew with him. He has a bunch of static cameras set up, but he also has a guy who's going to go, I'm like, I'm not there. And maybe for a special, or maybe if I was like doing some event, I might hire somebody to actually do that. I think that'd be super fun. But I thought of this. So I know Pete Lee, I'm pretty sure it's Pete Lee. I haven't seen it personally, that he will like hold a GoPro or whatever it is, a small camera, and he's doing crowd work, and he's like literal, he's the one pointing it at them. Something
Huh.
like that. Right.
Okay.
And then he does only, 8 minutes of crowd work, and he puts it down, does the rest of the set like normal. I had the idea of, what about a body cam? So like wear a body cam while you're on.
Oh God. That stinks because you got to like face the person. You'd be like all awkward body language and turning your
Maybe,
back to the
maybe. I mean,
audience.
these body cams, depending on how they work, or how they're placed, uh, they've got a pretty wide angle.
Yeah.
It's trying to
I
show
look,
you.
I got a way better solution. I mean,
Okay.
it's cute as it's a funny idea,
Yep.
and maybe it if especially if you were a cop, it'd be perfect. You should sell that idea to Jim Perry out of
Okay.
Gilbert, Arizona, who runs JP's Comedy Club, where I'm headlining in
Yeah.
July. Everybody, check
Oh,
out my
wait, hold on. Who? Wait, okay. Say that name again.
Jim Perry,
Jim
the
Perry?
cop comic. He claims to have 1 billion views online.
Okay. I have a
He's
story about him, I think, but I
he's done
think
Always Booking Comedy a bunch.
okay. For whatever reason, I
Which is
just
my
forgot
Monday
that.
night podcast.
Yep.
Everybody check that out.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
have
so
I have
I
a
think
story.
the body cam's a cute idea, especially if you were a cop, where you
Yep.
had some way to like to bring it up organically.
Yep.
But I've had plenty of luck in like 50 to 100 seaters, just setting a camera like stage right, pointed at the audience.
Yep.
And as long as you talk to people in the front row, you can see them talking. You
Yep.
got a feed of them, and you have a camera in the back that's pointed at you.
Yep.
And I don't think it's unattainable for you to
No.
like I used to do it with GoPros before I had fancier cameras, and GoPros are like a couple $100 each. For $500, you could probably get 3 to 5 GoPros
Yep.
and some small tripods,
Yep.
and you could cut everything together with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that's I already bought a body cam, by the way. So
Of course you did. Overnight, Amazon Prime.
it was like $40, so it's not a great one.
It's gonna stink.
But I did try it recently, and I had it clipped, not magnet. There's a magnet version. I had the idea. I had the magnet version, but I didn't do it. I just clipped it,
Okay.
and so my shirt was too floppy,
Yeah.
and it was just not a good angle, and it was unusable footage.
Yeah.
But I tried it again, and I have not reviewed that tape yet. But I super recently tried it again. Okay, I do have a story about.
Here's one other idea. What are you averse to paying a comic like $20 to film the audience member with their iPhone? Get a selfie stick and have them
Such
go
an
around
easier
with
idea.
their iPhone
I
and
already-
send you the stuff. I bet you could, on 8 out of 10 shows, you could convince a comic to do that for $20.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, well, I've already bought the the body cam.
Yeah, but it costs $40. Throw it in the trash or return it.
That's true. I have a Jim story.
Okay.
Jim Perry story. I think it's
okay.
a fun. Oh, you thought I meant like workout gym? No, I don't.
I
have
did.
I don't have any of those.
Good misdirect.
No, Jim Perry story. Okay, so he came through Louisville with the Bad Teachers.
Okay.
One of these teaching.
The big one, right?
No, the big one is the board teachers.
Ah, got it.
Bad Teachers, but they did a 4:00 show in Louisville. I was like, I didn't have anything else to do. I went over there, and I think I could have gotten up if I had like asked, because they gave out a couple of guest spots, and one of the guys, it was basically they put an open micer up there for 7 minutes because he was a teacher, and so anyway, but Jim was actually closing it, like because he was corporate trainer or something. Like he had some sort of connection to teaching.
Okay.
He said it from stage, but he did no teacher material.
Okay.
But he's funny, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I like the guy immediately before the show. I'm like instantly like, I like this guy. And he was complaining because the night before they were in Fort Wayne, they spent like $200 on a hotel. Like, it's that's things that's cutting into all of our profit. And I'm like, well, you can stay at my house. And so I offered to have him stay at my house. And he's, let me, yeah, probably. And that's what he said before the show. So I text my wife like, hey, then we might have some guests tonight. She cleans the whole house, gets the guest room ready. Now she is very glad that I did this. She wanted to feel accomplished, wanted the house to be clean anyway. And now if you have like, hey, people are coming over, you have a good motivation. It all worked out. So I gave him my phone number. This is a 4:00 show. Show's over 6:15, whatever it is, with everything. Everybody's walking out, whatever it is. And I didn't realize this until after the show. He and the woman who's running the show, I forget her name, but they are either an item or they're just travel companions. I don't know exactly how it works, but she wants to go out karaoke singing, and for the next couple hours. And so he's like, all right, we'll we exchange numbers. I give him my address. I'm like, all right, just let me know when you're on the way. I expect them to be about 10:30, probably rolling into the house because they have like really early flights at like 6. So clean the whole house, get it all ready. Then he texted like, hey, she's a little too tipsy. We're just getting a hotel. I think, and yeah, I think she was a little too tipsy at the end of the show, to be honest.
Okay.
To be honest with you. So, I mean, we're talking 4 hours later. She's probably like, that might be an understatement, to be honest with you. But Jim was very nice. And, he's welcome to stay at the house anytime he wants. But,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, we got to do the recurring segment should mark to this comedy festival.
At
all
this
kinds
point,
of updates.
At this point, it was like 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
No. Well, yes.
I mean, in real time, I know
it release time, but as we tape this, it's still in the future. It is in 2 weekends.
Yeah.
And I still don't have plane tickets. I did get some information yesterday, finally, that I've been asking for a while. The questions were, is there a Thursday show? Like if I come in Thursday, can I get some stage time? And who is headlining my show on Saturday? Is it Pete Lee? Is it somebody of that caliber? So I finally got a response. The Thursday night is Karen Morgan is taping a comedy special.
Okay.
And so it sounds like that show is totally booked. So like I could go to the show, but there isn't really anything, any stage time. And then for Saturday night, the headliner is Tyler something, like no credits guy. And they didn't even say headlining. They said the last comic on the show is Tyler Klein or whatever. So I think my worst fear is come to pass. I thought they were going to have a headliner. And then somebody else told me, well, I think one of these ladies with 250,000 Instagram followers is headlining.
Sure.
And now it looks like those ladies are on the Thursday night, which isn't even advertised on the festival website.
Yeah.
So this is looking grim, Jake. So now I'm thinking maybe I just fly in Saturday to Atlanta, rent a car, drive up, get a hotel now that I'm a hotel guy.
Yep.
Go to the show. They have a late night show that maybe I can hop on Saturday, which I just realized. And they had mentioned that a while ago. That's kind of my bad that I missed it. And then drive back, return to rental car, fly back from Atlanta on Sunday morning. It will cost an arm and a leg for 5 to 10 minutes of stage time on a mediocre showcase. And the worst part is that this cool, beautiful theater. On a previous episode, I said it was like 75% sold out.
Yeah.
I misunderstood the coloring in the diagram. It is 75%. Seats are still available.
There
It
we
is
go.
20 to 25% full.
Yep.
And that's only including the lower level. That does not include the balcony, which currently is not for sale.
Yep.
And I don't expect any relief now that I know that the headliner is Jeff Klein, but I'm treating this like a World Series of Comedy event. And
Sure.
like 10% of me wanted to cancel when I got that message, but I feel like my reputation is worth something, and they put me on the website, and it's bad form to cancel at this point, even if they have been slow with information and
Yeah.
kind of misleading. I mean, not exactly misleading. They didn't tell me that there would be a fancy headliner, but you go to a festival, you look at what they did the year before, and you kind of expect something similar. I might be done with festivals after this if it is something terrible. But there is always the upside. This is a little grizzle coming out. We gotta dampen down the grizzle. I should be able to meet, 10 out of town comedians, probably a lot of them from the Southeast, maybe make some good connections. So I'm gonna make the best of it.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, yeah, whenever comedy is such a weird small world. I mean, there's not that many. We're all spread out and we're all moving all the time. But there's not that many. I'm booking a show in Nashville, and I put out this just generic, hey, if you're interested in the show, fill out this form, because it's got a roast element, and so I want everybody to raise their hand. They're like, hey, I'm cool with being roasted.
Yeah,
I don't want to like put people in a weird spot.
sure.
And of the people that replied, I already knew like 5 out of the maybe 6 of them.
That's
And
funny.
it's just and some of them I knew well. Like, oh, okay, you've paid me before. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, I had another crazy festival thing happen. I had this guy, Johnny Ater, Ater. If you're driving listening to this, he's got a special that's free. Listen to he's hilarious. He's out of Maine. He sounds like he fell off a lobster
yeah,
trawler,
yeah,
like he's like he came out of a clamshell, and he's very funny and he's clean. Johnny Ater. It's called What the Frig.
yeah.
And he featured for me at this comedy club on Saturday night called Great Falls Comedy Club in Auburn, Maine. And what a room. Holy cow, is it fun and loud. And there weren't a ton of people there, but it was the lowest audience size of any of the 6 shows I did in Maine, and probably the most fun.
Yeah.
It was like the best show, just because of the acoustics of the room is wild. Anyways, he was up there murdering for
Yeah.
half an hour. Like, I mean, it was insane. And it didn't occur to me, I don't know what I was thinking, or like I wasn't worried at all for some reason. And I had a great set. It was really fun. I did 40 minutes, but then I watched some tape the next day and I was like, man, where did that confidence come from? Like, who can follow that energy? Like, that was insane what was going on. And yeah. So, anyways, check him out, Johnny Ater. And the point of this is, in the green room ahead of time, I asked him if he knew Karen Morgan. I think I'm getting her name right because there's 2 Karens on the festival. But she had a poster up. She had headlined Great Falls Comedy Club. And he said, yeah, I know her super well. We were good friends. We started at the same time. And I've been doing comedy 20 years. And she's killing it. She's blowing up. And he said he applied to this comedy festival last year and didn't get in. And one of
Okay.
his friends got in,
Yeah.
and then he, like, afterwards was kinda like, "Well, maybe it's just as well I didn't get in, because
Yeah.
they didn't do a ton of stage time, and it cost him a bunch of money." And, um, so,
Yeah.
alright, we gotta wind this down. We got
Winding
tons of stuff on the Patreon to discuss. I'm gonna go through all the finances of this
down.
New England run.
Ooh.
I just did it today. Hotel costs, what I got paid at different gigs, merch sales, and we're gonna talk some inside dirt on Thick Skin, and maybe try and get Jake booked there. What else you got?
Yeah. Well, upcoming. So this is coming out May 11th. So May 14th, I'm in Duff, Tennessee, It's fundraiser thing, pretty fun. I'm excited about that. May 15th, I'm going to produce a show here in Louisville. And then May 16th, I'm going to produce a show in Nashville. So come on out.
Nice. Look at you getting your producing on. Got to do that house show one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're into plugs now, first off, Vail Comedy Festival is coming up. It's May 11th when this gets released. May 22 through 24, vailcomedyfestival.com. We got cinema, we got magic, we got dozens of comedians. It's going to be hilarious. Great headliners, incredible comedy, a whole film festival within multiple feature films, tons of shorts. It's going to be awesome. VailComedyFestival.com, May 22 through 24. And on Saturday, May 16th, I have a private event. I am doing a graduation party. And if you want to book me for your graduation party, I don't care what you're graduating. Is it dental school? Is it, I don't know, a class on sleeping in your car? I'm available. And I have a contact form at markmasters.co. Everybody, CO like Colorado. So check me out there, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.